he's doing what he's doing. He can't do right. He's not programmed that way. Just like our people, we still gonna be the Lord's people forever. We've been taught that another lie. We've been taught that whom the world called Jesus Christ. We've been taught he's a so-called white man, and we've been taught that he loves everybody and that he died for everybody. That's a lie. He only died for this people. See, the Heavenly Father and the Son don't change, man. So everything the way it is gonna be that way forever. But like the planet Earth not gonna be destroyed completely. It's gonna be here forever.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
Right. So as you can see, many people can get up in the social ladder in this society. And a lot of our people are selling out to be in this world. You know, so they get a piece of the pie, so to speak. But see, it's not gonna be that way in the kingdom of heaven. It's only gonna be Israel on top, beginning with the elect. The other nations, Esau and the other nations, they're not going to have a hand in our kingdom whatsoever. They're going to play the part of slaves. And after 1,000 years of slavery, Esau, these so-called white people, they're going to be exterminated completely. It's going to be one day on the planet Earth, a very dreadful day for them, but we're going to gather all of them together, and we're just going to burn all of them. You know? And that's just the way it is.
Hey, can I say this? Because if you look at all the nations in the world, they're all dark-skinned people. And they only people that look the way they look. They the only people that way. Go ahead.
They're the minorities.
Yeah.
Verse 3.
Appreciate that.
There be many created, but few shall be saved.
That's right. That's right. So the Lord created everybody on planet Earth. That's evident. We all here. But only few people out of everybody he made, he gonna save. Which are the Israelites, but out of Israel, the elect of Israel. You know, because the Lord he only dealing with the elect right now.
Also, the word minority that's not our word, because if we was minorities, then we wouldn't have 12 different tribes that we all are one people. So we're actually majority.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like we're technically not the minorities. We're told that we are minorities in order to separate each one of us.
Well, see, that's a status thing. See, the so-called white man has the power, even though they're the few in number. But see, because they have that power, they can project that it's more of them, when it's actually less of them. They have to put that out there in the media because, see, it's them making the less babies. It's them that they're deteriorating from within.
It's the illusion of white supremacy.
Yeah.
That's why he can make certain European countries appear bigger on the map, because your mind, you would think it's bigger, more people, more dominant.
Yep. It's psychological.
It's psychological. He's talking to your psyche. That's why he calls us minority, because we call us minority, subconsciously you're taking that as being inferior, man.
Same way that you say black.
Yeah.
But the true definition of something of black is void, emptiness, evil. So he put that title upon you. So therefore, no matter where you go, hey, when me and a few brothers had went to Europe back in 2015. Me and some brothers from Dallas, right? And the whole concept of people throughout the world is the concept of what Esau has told them that you are. So when they see that that's not you, they literally look at you strangely, because they're waiting for that animated, big lip, big nose creature to come out of you.
The propaganda.
That was also created as well. Like the definition of being black was created.
And who created that?
You see what I'm saying? So
They
like,
showed it in Malcolm X.
even if, because as far as I'm tracking, I don't know. I'm not
Maybe you
the smartest man in the world.
Yeah.
I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'm pretty sure that black contains all colors and white contains nothing.
Well,
No
see,
color at all.
no one's actually like, all right, you see the black on this brother's umbrella here, or these brothers got black umbrellas. No one's that color, but everyone on planet Earth has melanin. We all have pigmentation. The word pigment means color. You know, see the so-called white man, he's the only one without color on the planet. He's leprous.
Because if, we took art class. If you blend all the colors together, it's gonna look like us anyway. It's not really gonna be. It's not gonna be this color. It's gonna be our color. It's gonna be different shades of brown. But you got orange tones in you, red tones in you. That's the melanated people. Esau, like you said, Esau created the definition of black. But really, what it is the real thing that he really flipped was perception of color. Because we're melanated people, and he made it sound like we're black and he's white. Really, he's the product of pigmentation.
Yep.
He's a leprous creature. It's a whole race of leprosy. Because if you had leprosy, guess what? This what they'll call you, albino. And what would be your physical description? your eyes will be blue, and your hair will be blonde, and your skin will be white. Because albino, when the light is like something, which means white. But when Esau has it, oh, he's a white man. When we have it, we have albinism. Yeah. All right, so that goes to show you that he's cursed with leprosy. But when he came into rulership, he recreated the doctrine of what that meant. So instead of him being called the cursed race or the race filled with leprosy or the pigment deprived race, he said, no, we're white. And the definition of white is pure, holiness, angelic, godlike. And you're black, which is demonic, dark, empty, wicked, negative. So that speaks into your psyche. Well, I'm inferior. So and then he said, look, your Messiah looks just like me. So basically, he came into power. He came up with so-called white supremacy. So that's what that really was.
Which actually, the so-called white man, you mentioned those different colors. You put all them colors together, and you get our color. So that shows that we represent life on planet Earth. He's deprived of pigment. He's the people of the Lord's curse.
Well, you know what? Color has light in it. Color is really different variations of light. All right, different vibrations of light, man. Higher vibrations, lower vibrations. Not to get all scientific, but color is different variations of light, man. So basically, we got light in us. That's why they got we call it the Israelite glow. Like the Israelites got that glow in us, man. That spirit and that energy and that force we got coming out of our pigment. Esau don't have that shit. That's why he turns like 40 and his skin start wrinkling it up. You know?
Yeah, they represent death on the planet Earth, man. That's why Esau want to destroy everything. So it's not far-fetched that Esau wants to shoot nuclear missiles on various countries. It's not far-fetched because he the devil. He's the wicked.
His essence is death. Our essence is life. It was a painting of a tree, and it was like a mirror, a flip image, right? The top was a tree and the bottom was a nuclear missile, but it had the same form. Because if you look at nuclear destruction, it's like a tree, but it's fire. So we're that yin and that yang, that opposite effect, that north and south pole. We're that tree which represents life, and Esau is that nuclear bomb. That's Esau. That's what everything he does on the planet Earth results in death. You know? And the illusion of white supremacy is the so-called standard of beauty. That's why the so-called black woman has a fucked up self-image, because she judges herself according to Esau's standard of beauty. I was at the gym, right, and I weighed myself. I'm like, I'm extremely overweight. And she was like, no, you judge yourself according to the European standard. She was like, you don't look bad. She's like, our race carry our weight differently. Because you got a lot of fullbacks and running backs. They're like 5'7", but they'll be damn near 200 pounds. But they'll run it down 4'2" or 4 flat. So and they'll be cut up because we judge ourselves on every strata according to the so-called white man standard of beauty or the white man standard of anything.
White man's world, man.
That's what it means when it says it's the white man's world.
Even something as small as the concept of the Band-Aid. Why is the Band-Aid in the pigmentation coloration of a pig, man? It was meant to match the so-called white man's skin. But nobody up until this day really figured that out. There aren't any brown Band-Aids out, man. To patch over your brown ass, man. Nigga, just bleed, nigga. Just bleed, you know?
Yeah, it's all psychological, man.
So
it's psychological.
That's why the Most High sent us out here to destroy every doctrine that Esau put out.
Yeah, that veil cast over the face of the people.
Yeah, because our minds are tainted. They got something called mental slavery. That shit is true. The Stockholm syndrome. All right, these scriptures, like a lot of guys that say, man, I don't believe in the Bible. The white man wrote that because he actually let the white man tell him the Bible story without him reading it. When it said Moses put his hands in his bosom, he let his hand turn leprous, white as snow. So if his hand turned leprous, white as snow, what was his color before it turned leprous, white as snow? See, according to the Bible, in the ancient world, everybody was like this brother, that brother, and that brother. Even the other nations. This guy went to Kuwait. He was like, man, really, everybody's my color. You know how a guy go to Kuwait and then he'll shoot a video? It was like, man, really, we got it good because everybody's like my color here. They don't show you that, but when Esau show you them other countries, they damn near white. But you got it, brother. Whoever's gonna speak. Read.
I got a precept. It's Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, man. Esau would walk past you and smile and say, hey, and all that. He went to a demonic source to conquer the world.
Cut.
Every civilization had their Illuminati. The Babylonians had their secret, sacred knowledge that they used to conquer the world or used to stay in power.
They had Chaldeans.
Yeah, the Chaldeans, I think it goes back to the Kabbalah, which goes back to the Babylonian sacred knowledge, man.
They were Magi's.
The Magi's, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
It says, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
And the rulers of darkness of this world is it start with the Illuminati and the demons they worship, man. Because they get their information from the demons. But that's straight witchcraft. They have somebody look like a prince, man. We got this royal pigmentation. We got this kinky hair that coils up. All right, we got all these abilities. You know what I mean? Jake be illiterate and be an architect. Did you say your dad was basically illiterate but built his own? Your granddad?
Yeah, my granddad.
He was illiterate.
Yeah, he couldn't read or write.
But he built his own fucking house.
They used to carpet.
I can read. I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good reader. I can't build no house.
He built the house, built the barn.
Yeah.
And he died. He died down there millionaire, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, guess what? I'm broke. Fantasia, that girl could blow. She couldn't read. I think when the movie Drumline based on a true story. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Devin Miles, that dude couldn't read notes. He was. I knew somebody that could play the piano like that. They couldn't read music notes, but they Stevie Wonder on that piano.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder couldn't read them notes.
He couldn't. You know, but hey, Beethoven. You know, Beethoven was a so-called black man. He was. How can you run an orchestra and you can't see the orchestra? That's bad. Right. That's bad. You going like this. But guess what? In this setup, because of the so-called illusion of white supremacy and the illusion of white superiority and the doctrine that Esau created that we're basically closer to animals, you have a low self-esteem. You have a low self-esteem. The spirit is destroying that. Go ahead, brother.
It says, the rulers of the darkness of this world against spiritual wickedness in high places.
And that starts with the Illuminati and the demonic entities that they worship.
God.
And Esau beat you so-called Negroes down so bad that you just want to be equal with them.
Yep.
Ain't that something?
You just want to give in.
You just want to. I just want to get along. What Ryder King say? Can we all just get along, man? I want to get. I want to be over you, man.
God.
Esau beat your behind down because in order to get a 6'5" dude to not look you in the eye and to be hell scared of you when you walk past him, in order to get him to do that, you gotta break his soul down to the spirit of a child.
God.
That's why Esau studied this to a science and called you boy for a reason. It was like it's the same thing a pimp would do to a prostitute. It's the same thing Esau did to the 12 tribes. He broke your psychology down to the spirit of a boy. That's why Esau, he broke a woman down to the spirit of a baby. Because Esau brought you down to the spirit of a child, because a child can't take care of himself.
Amen.
He demands you, so now you look towards him to live in the house, to buy your food, and somebody, if they want to, they can hold Deuteronomy 28. He took your independency away from you. You got to go to him to survive. Same thing with a pimp and a prostitute. Esau, that's why they call it break a bitch. I'm not trying to be funny, but pimp says, I'm gonna break the bitch. And really what he's doing, he's taking her independency away to where she depends on him. So she'll get on the block and do all this stuff and get her the money, because he broke her spirit. Same thing with Jake. Esau took your independency away, and now you depend on him for your survival. That's why the average black man don't know how to make no shoes. He don't know how to sew no socks. He don't know how to sew no pants. He don't know how to live off the grid, because Esau emasculated you, man. All right, go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
So in want of all things or in lack of all things, you got to serve your enemies, man.
Right.
So you got to go out and get a job and get a check to provide for yourself. You got to buy water. Because we don't know how to go and get land and set up conduit system. We can pump our own. We don't know how to do that stuff, man. We clock in, clock out, wait till Thursday night, get that check, take our ass to Walmart, and get that 32 bottle water pack, man. Because you don't know how to be live self-sufficiently, man. Because Mosai took that from us. That's how you know we're still in captivity. Because we still can't do that, man. Esau, nothing is in your mind to tell you to do that. Go ahead.
It says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Now, at first, it was a literal yoke of iron upon our neck, man. If we tried to run away or we did something outside of Esau's authority, he put a literal yoke of iron upon our neck. But now that yoke of iron upon our neck is oppression by way of legislation. He created laws to oppress the 12 tribes. Now, you got to pay child support. That's the yoke of iron. Your ass get paid $200-300 a week, $400 a week. That's the yoke of iron. You got.
I'm a firm believer.
Oh yeah, that's the yoke of iron. You know why? You know why the so-called black man got bad credit? Cause you don't get paid shit. So you can't pay your car note on time. If you got a car note, you'll keep pushing it back, and that'll fuck up your credit. All right, but that's part of it. You think Esau didn't do it on purpose?
Hey, Con, I don't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you good, brother.
And what Esau do is he wait soon as you get out of high school, knowing you don't really got a stable, job or stable income, and everywhere you go, they hit you with them. Hey, you want to sign up for this credit card? You want to sign up for this credit card? You want to sign up for this credit card? And they push it and they push it and they push it until you give in. You be like, yeah, man, I need to do something. Before you know it, your credit shot.
And it's all to enslave you to debt.
Con.
And because for the proof, the brother saying, back when I was 18, man, Esau approved me for a $6,000 personal loan.
Con, no doubt.
Personal loan. And my grandmama, 85 years old, she could get $5 to this day. All right? So he approved me for a $6,000 personal loan. The so-called college I was going to at the time, $7,000 a semester.
Con.
So he give me $20,000, $30,000 in debt. And then after that, after all, now you scratch your head. What the hell I just do?
What you just do?
Hey, look,
and then you a slave to debt.
God.
I got into my 20s and got my first credit card. I didn't know how to manage a credit card. I didn't even know that when you get a credit card, you never leave yourself a balance. So let's say they give you $2,000 on your car, right? You're not supposed to actually spend something that you can't pay right back.
Right.
So you're not supposed to, they taught me to buy like this $800 computer with my card. Oh, you got a credit card? Now you might as well get a big ticket computer. I did the shit. Left my ass in debt. Because what you do with a credit card, if you go get one, you will spend $30 a month, $40 a month, and pay it back as a bill the next month to build your credit up.
That's what Esau does.
That's what Esau does. But we be using that shit.
We max it out.
Because we 18. What you know at 18? You didn't study for history, study for math, but the shit that actually affects you, you don't know shit about it. That's because they're the wolves and we're the sheep. But speaking on that, can you get the scripture in Deuteronomy 28 where it says, he shall lend to thee?
I got one.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Oh, we can't leave the post.
Oh, no, y'all good, I'm gonna holler at you in a minute.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
The book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 7. For all these plagues are come upon us.
The plagues are the curses. It don't have to be a physical plague. These curses are plagues, man. It is in us alive. Go ahead.
So we die daily.
We die daily, man. You wake, no matter what they tell your brain, this is how it's supposed to be, your spirit feel it, man. You wake up like, man, I want to fucking go to work, man. Shit.
God.
Go ahead.
For all these plagues are come upon us, which the Lord hath pronounced against us.
Yup.
Yet have we not prayed before the Lord that we might turn everyone from the imaginations of his wicked heart. Wherefore the Lord watched over us for evil, and the Lord hath brought it upon us. For the Lord is righteous in all his works which he hath commanded us.
Yep, and this is the punishment from the Most High. That's why that Black Wall Street shit didn't work. That's why that Marcus Garvey movement didn't work. You had some brilliant minds with some pretty good ideas, but we were still under the curses. You gotta serve your sentence. You know, go ahead.
Then to add, I just say he had set forth the apostles last.
Yup.
The truth had to come last.
Yup. And the apostles had to explain why everything happened in the first place. You see? All right, go ahead, brother. Tazabah.
Deuteronomy 28 and 44 Sloppy, all right.
Oh, you good? Yeah, the rain stopped, bro. It's gonna be on and off, probably.
I got you. All right.
You got it.
Deuteronomy 28 and 44. He shall lead to thee, and thou shalt not lead to him.
Now, you got something called lending tree.
Okay.
You got something called lending tree. And we're just talking about credit cards and loans, right? Which there was another form of slavery with how you broke it down. But lend is another word for loan. Hey, loan me $5. But did it not say in Proverbs, the borrower is subject to the lender? All right? So that's another form of oppression, man. All right, and that's just the point I want to bring out because we're not giving the so-called white man loans. We ain't giving other nations loans. They're giving us loans. And now we're servants. The borrower is a servant to the lender. If you owe me $5, you a servant because you indebted to that money, man. Gotta pay it back. Esau, man, this is slavery advanced. This is advanced slavery.
God.
You know how they had Power Rangers? Then they had Power Rangers out of space? This is like the advanced version of slavery, man. All right, is it anybody preach up?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
He said, I got a few after that.
Okay.
He said, this Jeremiah 17 and 4.
Yup.
And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thy inheritance.
That's part of the illusion of white superiority. Because if you don't know you Israelites, you can let Esau tell you who you are, you gonna have a fucked up self-image, man. That's why you got a nigga, and I'm gonna say nigga, he'll get a little money, he'll walk around with a damn Caesar Boy gym chain. And a nigga have a high self-esteem wearing a Caesar Boy gym chain, man. Because you don't know that your own Messiah looks like you.
Jesus piece.
A Jesus piece, man. It's a damn cracker.
Boosie.
Boosie.
He got the big one that they got hanging up at Jerusalem.
Yeah, he got that shit, man.
You got the big shit. And your ass under the curses.
With his black, dark charcoal ass, man.
It's
Got
a
that
big
shit.
too.
It's a big ass chain. Hey, but you know what? And Boosie is an honest rapper. So he'll tell you his life fucked up. A lot of rappers, they'll lie and act like they just winning every time. Nigga, I've been hearing you over the years because I'm from the South. And your life is under the curses. But one day you get arrested, you go to jail, you go out of jail, you get counsel. All the niggas left you. Your life is under the curses, nigga.
He's fucked up.
You try to snake around the curses, nigga. You better accept it. Go ahead.
He said, that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemy in the land which thou knowest not.
Yeah, the land you know is not is America, man. When we came over here up for the cargo slave ships, we was like this, man. We didn't know where we was at, man. You know, this is a penal colony. This is a prison. America is a prison for the Lord's chosen people.
That's right.
All right. We're prisoners of war. That's right, brother. We're prisoners of war, man. That's why we're at the bottom.
God.